Because I'm not busy, I'm productive. I time manage beautifully. For me, getting up in the morning and finishing my workout means a very productive day. Time with mom for coffee or tea. Time with mom for dinner. Time with Athiya, Ahan, Mana in the evening. Feeling energetic. Feeling like I really need to spend time with them. Quality time with them. Very clear that I don't work Sundays. Very clear that if I can get off on a half day, on a Saturday I get a half day, then I can spend time with the farm, at the farm, farming and doing things that I love. So I think it's about time management and man management. We all believe we are busy, but if we take out time, that is that me time that we need to become extra productive, thereby helping people we work for, we work with, and probably people who work with us.
I'm just going to tell everyone that let's show him that Bangalore can clap and appreciate. Let's bring some energy. He's come all the way to talk to all of us and he's giving it generously, talking to us very openly. Thank you, Sunil. You hear, all of us are movie watchers, all of us are mostly OTT and all those watchers. I want to ask you, and now that you hear in terms of the future of cinema, and the future of cinema halls and audiences, because right now, at least if I draw the parallel from the startup world, it's a tough time. We've been having conversations about funding winter in startup world, and of course it's cyclical, but people are told that you really need to think the way you're building business, running business, preserve cash, and a lot of expert advices are being given out. I want to understand, when it comes to film industry, there's so much of conversation post-pandemic that we are listening to, that it is a tough time and cinema will not survive as it has. Being one of the builders, being one of the top faces of Indian film industry, what would you say?
I think the startup world has taught us that every pain point is an opportunity and every downturn is also an opportunity. So I see this as an opportunity to get back to the drawing table and start rethinking our strategy when it comes from a media business perspective, and especially cinema. When we talk about cinema, for all of you guys here, all entrepreneurs, all very, very successful businessmen, I think your product matters a hell of a lot. Likewise, our content needs to matter a hell of a lot. We are producing content that we want to deliver to the world, but the market is India, and we are not delivering in India the kind of product that they're looking for. So when the content is not right, the entire chain will suffer, right to the distributor, the consumer who feels cheated. When you have 100 crores being put into a film, 80 crores is the cost of talent, 20 crores is the cost of P&A, content and everything. How do you believe that the math will work? It just doesn't work, because 2 and 2 always adds up to 4. It cannot be 8 or 6 or 10 or any other number. So I think we need to start focusing on our content. We need to tell India stories. They're beautiful stories to be told. The world wants to, probably absorb and take in everything that India has to tell. The India travel story has begun. The India food story has begun. Ayurveda is working. Yoga, as we call it, yoga is how the Western world gave it to us, but yoga is out there now. Preventive wellness is bigger than bodybuilding and health. So I think if the content, we're not giving good content. I mean, I failed. I had to sit at home for 5-6 years because I have an audience. I know people love me. When I go into the interiors, they absolutely love you. They love you because they are your well-wishers. They love you because they are your fans. But are they your audience? No, my tickets don't sell. Why? Because I made mistakes, probably blunders. So I've gone back to the table and I'm working on it, and suddenly I think I see things looking up, and when things start looking up, I feel more energetic. but I didn't want to lose the connect with the audience, and I knew that there was a secret that I had understood, not a secret, I had understood the simple math of good living and healthy living, and that was the knowledge I was trying to impart. And suddenly I have 18-year-olds who come up and say, uncle, respect, sir, respect. That kept me connected, and now I've got another opportunity which I'm not going to let go. So I think for all of us, it's the same. I mean, blessed you are, because you're not as much as in the limelight as we are. Somebody is trying to take you down all the time, whether it's on Twitter. If my children get a break, it's called nepotism. If they don't do well, they say they are not worthy of who they are. So they are in a catch-22 situation. But still, I'm in a fantastic mental space because I'm happy and content.
Sunil, I have to say, and on behalf of everyone who's listening, there's a lot to take. But what I'm also taking is that a man who plays long innings and a man who continues to inspire is also a very self-aware man. Because any change, any inner work only happens when one is self-aware and one is constantly listening and taking and absorbing and not being full of themselves. And I think all of us can pick this trait, that we continue to put our ears on the ground, listen and work. And that's what you do, and that's what you're teaching all of us.
I guess it's about being rooted in where you come from.
Yeah.
When I go back home, dad is no more. Dad in his little lungi and a little shirt, and mom not even aware who this guy is. For them, it's their son. Actor doesn't matter. And that's why I've grown up. I mean, even today, all through these 30 years of my career, sometimes you're fast asleep in your car and then you wake up and people are looking at you. And I wonder, what's wrong with me? What wrong have I done? And not realizing that, I'm an actor, that's why they're looking at me, And I want that to stay. I want that simplicity to stay. And that's what I keep telling my children, stay grounded. Nothing else matters, because everything is temporary. Make the most of it. You're blessed. Just fingers crossed, move on.
Thank you. With this, I will also invite someone who I have deep respect for. We've been listening to this word, unicorns, last 2 years a lot. But if India produced the first unicorn India had, and someone who holds the title, if I may say so, of building 2 unicorns, and from Bengaluru, the first unicorn of our country, and now the second also, Naveen Tiwari from InMobi and Glance. Naveen, can you please come on stage? And while he's walking, I would say one of the things very admirable about Naveen is that, last 1 year, 2 year, it became very fancy to say that unicorn, ye 6 mahine mein banta hai. This one becomes in 2 months. But Naveen also, to me, shows what resilient entrepreneurs are.
I got a hug from Naveen, so maybe the luck will rub off here. Huh, Naveen?
Naveen, if you had to very quickly share with everyone here today, we were discussing and you were saying that what can you give something honestly that everyone takes home, takes with them, then what would you like to tell every entrepreneur, everyone who's sitting and listening to you?
Can I just first start by saying this is a fanboy moment? It is so cool to be sitting next to Sunil Shetty here. He's iconic, guys. Come on, give him a big round of applause. Long time back in college, I would argue we would have these cultural fests, and we would try to copy your steps. And we were pathetic. And a lot of these guys are sitting here. They're all college people, and none of them know how to dance, but they all dance. And we do a bad job at it. But so therefore, it's a huge privilege to be with you here. Shraddha, what was your question? I was just starstruck, guys. Come on. Go ahead.
Yeah, Naveen, if you had to say something, saransh mein, crystallize karke, something honestly real, authentic that you can share with all of us from your journey that we could reflect and maybe consider following in our own journeys.
Yeah, look, I think I would say a few things. I think one, life is short. And, you can either go for small goals or small aims, or you can go for the big ones. The effort is going to be very similar. The effort doesn't necessarily change. So if you are taking a risk, you might as well go for something huge and big, so that if there is success that comes your way, then you have something, you've created something huge. So that's one. I think second, success does not necessarily come if you have to follow what everybody else is saying. And so it is quite hard, especially when there are so many people around you giving you advice, on how to take the advice but still do what you think is right, and staying true to that, especially in moments when things are not going right, and things go up and down and things are not going right, you still try and do that. That's even harder. And I think companies that succeed, people that succeed, are not necessarily trying to follow what everybody else has done, but are staying true to their own vision, to their own thought process in the toughest of times. And I think those people really make it. So those are the few things I would certainly put out there.
I'm
Thank you so much. Wasn't that a fascinating session? Can we please have a round of applause? Thank you so much. May I now call upon Ms. Meena Nagaraj, Director, Electronics, IT and Biotechnology, Government of Karnataka, to please felicitate the speakers on the stage.